Okay, so this video is how to remove a fan, cooling fan, on a 2006 Land Rover Range Rover 4.4 non-supercharged HSE motor. So this is the 4.4 V8 made by Jaguar. Now, previous models from 2003 to 2005 were made for BMW, and I believe that has a right-hand thread nut. So there's two ways you could determine: spend hours looking online, or go through the frustration of trying to pound these things off, which or you can use Newton's law and just look at physics, and that's what I'm doing. So if you take a look at this motor, and by the way, you can't just look up L322, which is the series of this vehicle, because between 2003 through 2010, Jaguar Land Rover went through several different motors. Like I said, the earlier models were a BMW motor, and then they have a supercharger model, and then they have this basic 4.4. They also have diesels, so they're all going to be different, and they're all L322s. But when it comes to this specific procedure, it's going to be vehicle specific. Now, here's how you can determine. So I determined mine on my 2006 4.4 is a left-hand thread. So it's a left-hand thread, not your traditional right spinning, not your traditional lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So one way you can look at this is this fan pulls in air from the radiator. We all know that. And the blade is pitched towards the radiator. So sucking cold air in through the radiator, blowing it onto the engine. So the fan pitch tells me that this fan turns, if I'm looking at it from the front of the vehicle, this fan turns clockwise. So if a fan turns clockwise, Newton's law tells us that you're going to want the thread to go opposite way to tighten it. So that would mean if I want to tighten this, I'm going to go to the left if I'm facing the vehicle. So if I want to loosen it, I'm going to go in the same direction as the fan. So this fan is going from the front, spinning this way based off the blade pitch. It's sucking the air, going that way towards the driver's, this is a left-hand drive, going to the driver's side. So that means I'm going to break my nut right here. You can see it's down here. I've got it loose. But I'm going to break this nut this same way the fan spins. So the fan spins this way. So I'm going to go that way. So that tells me in order for me to loosen this thread, I have to go to the right, which is going to mean it's the left-hand thread. Now the best way, they've got different methods. You can get these fancy tools like this that has all these ratcheting things. So think about it. First of all, before you think about it, when you put this nut back on, just tighten it down. You don't have to be super tight. It's just snug, because when the engine spins, it's going to want to naturally torque that nut because the engine spinning counterclockwise of the fan. The torque. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to, and that's why it all depends on the fan pitch to determine which thread you have. So this one here is, you don't really need these tools. So this is here to hold the water pump bolts that are down there, and it's supposed to hold it so that you could traditionally hold the fan from spinning, or the water pump pulley from spinning while you're loosening the nut. So one thing you could do is just take this. So on this particular one, we have a 36 millimeter. So I'm going to take this inside diameter part. I'm going to put it right on the top of this. Okay. And in order for me to loosen it, you probably can see where I pounded on a hammer. I'm going to put some torque on just with my hand. Now, a key thing here is you have to have your belt still attached on there. It's going to give you enough of the tension needed so it's not spinning loosely. So here, I'm going to pull this in the direction the fan goes, which is the same direction that I want my nut to go off, which is this is a left-hand thread. And as I do that, I'm going to have a nice hammer, and I'm going to give the top of the wrench a few whacks as I'm pulling in that direction. And then miraculously, the nut is just going to, boom, come loose on you. And I've done this for friends' vehicles where they've actually had these, and you can see this one was used in the past where someone put so much torque on it they actually bent it. You don't need this. You don't need to do that. Even when assembling, just do the opposite. Put the nut down on and just give it a couple of good whacks with the hammer, tighten it down, and that's it. The engine will torque it the rest of the way for you. That's why these things are so tight sometimes to begin on, because the engine torque is used to counteract the spin of the fan, which is going opposite of the fan to tighten it. I really hope this video has helped you guys out a lot. For this Jaguar motor, there's a lot of other videos online you can find out on what to take out to get to the cooling fan. This shroud is a pain in the butt. It's not split like the LR3s, where the LR3s have tabs that's easy to come out. This shroud actually has to come out as one unit with the fan, so it doesn't give you much tolerance for clearance back here. But I hope that helps out. Like I said, I couldn't find any other videos online. You can see that's nice and loose now, and I hope this helps you out. Thanks.